Hello everyone, Jason here. I wanted to put together a little devlog to talk about what's been going on with CULTIC since launch, since I know the news has been kind of light since then. As some of you may know, I was working some pretty crazy hours towards launch, getting CULTIC ready, so I wouldn't miss my launch date, and I was just completely burned out after CULTIC launch. Like, I just didn't want to touch it at all. It's still absolutely worth it, though. I mean, seeing CULTIC hit overwhelmingly positive was honestly just incredible. Like, I was hoping and praying for very positive at best, and yeah, that was crazy. So I really can't thank the community enough for making that happen. Still, I decided I was just going to go ahead and take November and December to kind of unwind and enjoy the holidays and recharge my batteries a bit, with the intention of launching into Chapter 2 in January. Well, January hit and I decided that I really wanted to see if I could make co-op mode a reality, as I've been eager to try my hand at making like a co-op game, because I've never really done it before. Well, I guess there's Graveyard Shift 2, but that was some pretty spaghetti code, and I wanted to do something a little more functional. So I started prototyping a co-op mode for survival, and worked on it for pretty much all of January. I got lobbies working, map launching and syncing, player movement and sprites syncing up, and then I decided to put co-op back on the shelf. I mean, it took me like all of January just to get that stuff going, and it was taking so long that I decided to build an outline of everything that needed to be done to finish the co-op mode, and the list was getting really long. Really, really long. And I'd kind of forgotten about like how many mechanics CULTIC has. Like, there's a lot that goes into CULTIC's combat, and how heavily the system relies on physics and like physics objects. And that would all need to be synced up through netcode, which I'm still pretty much a novice at netcode. Like the TNT, for example, it's not just like a projectile, it's a physics object. The player can pick it back up, enemies can kick it around, ghosts can intercept it, other projectiles and physics objects can knock it around. And that's just the TNT, just one example. And, as a beginner at netcode, all of this stuff was like completely over my head. So it was taking forever to make any progress, because I was having to basically like learn how to do everything, and it was getting to the point where I was just dreading working on CULTIC at all. And I still want to try to finish this mode, but it was looking like it was probably going to take like 6 months or longer to implement it. And Unity's netcode solution is still pretty new, and the documentation kind of sucks right now. So given that, I decided to go ahead and put co-op back on the shelf for now and just start working on Chapter 2 instead before I burned myself out again. And after making that decision, progress immediately picked back up to a pace that I'm much happier with. I started squashing bugs pretty rapidly. I got through my backlog of bug fixes in like 2 days, which was great. That was pretty much just pulling stuff from the Steam discussions forum that people have reported. And then I started working on applying a new rendering process for my sprites, which yields, like the sprites that come out of that process are far less, like there's a lot less aliasing on them, and they're a lot cleaner looking. And the new sprites look great in-game. With the in-game color filtering and dithering, they still have the same crunchy quality as the old sprites, but they're much more readable. The clarity and the shading on them is improved, and I think it'll be a really nice look moving forward. I also built a new survival map, the Crypts. The Crypts didn't really have a survival map yet, so I wanted to get one of those put together. This map's pretty challenging. It has a lot of like long sight lines and potential choke points, but it also has more hazard spawns than the other maps. So you'll be able to there's a lot more explosive barrels and lanterns laying around, so you can use those pretty liberally. This map's actually going into testing this week, so I'm hoping to have the new map, the new sprites, and all those bug fixes released here pretty soon. After that, I've got a few more things to mop up, just some system changes I need to get Chapter 2 ready, and then development of Chapter 2 will begin proper. You've probably also seen this CULTIC Axe Boy plushie that I've been posting about. I had a partnership with Makeship to get that made, which is pretty cool. Like, you probably don't know this about me, but I've pretty much dreamed of having like an action figure or a toy of some kind of one of my games for the longest time, so this is a pretty big deal to me. And the campaign for that ends really soon, and we don't currently have enough orders to for the campaign to succeed. So if you want one, or if you know somebody who wants one, or if you can just just share it with someone that would be great. Any support would mean a lot to me. And don't forget, you also get a free Steam key for CULTIC with those plushies, so that's another fun bonus. And I think that's pretty much it. So thanks for watching and for your continued support of CULTIC, and keep your eyes out for that new update coming here pretty soon.